And now, the time has come. Welcome to the 31st anniversary of the TGA's prestigious Silver Flame Award, brought to you by the men and women of the Tennessee Gas Association. It's time to pay tribute to that individual whose lifetime of service has helped mold the natural gas industry into what it is today for all Tennesseans, from Mountain City to Memphis. For 2022, we are proud to honor a man who talks the talk and walks the walk, Ed Kelley. A natural gas veteran of nearly a half-century, Ed recently retired as Vice President of Operations and Customer Service and Chief Operating Officer for Middle Tennessee Natural Gas. A longtime TGA member whose service on countless committees is a testament to his dedication to the industry. His passion, influence, and genuine concern for people set him apart. A true rock star in the natural gas industry, Ed Kelley.
Ed has brought countless hours of service to the Tennessee Gas Association. His involvement on membership committee and the scholarship committee and safety throughout the years is just, it's immeasurable.
Ed Kelley is very respected, but it's because of his everyday walk. He doesn't try to do anything other than to tell it like it is. He's open and honest. He's always willing to talk to the younger guys coming up in the industry, and he's always can be right there and talk on the level with any veteran that's in the natural gas industry.
He's been a mentor to me, and I've been watching through the years when I first came on how Ed would interact with people in the industry. Ed knew everybody in the room. He made everybody in the room feel like they were somebody.
You can't go to any association meeting, anything to that effect. If somebody finds out that you work for Middle Tennessee Natural Gas, they're going to ask about Ed Kelley. And I think that's for a lot of reasons. I think that's just the respect the industry has for him. He's a wealth of knowledge, but he's also such a great guy, such a great personality. Even if you're not having a party, when he shows up, it becomes a party. He's just that kind of guy.
In TGA, he's kind of a rock star. When he enters a room, everybody wants to talk to Ed. He makes you feel like you're his best friend and you have a special connection with him, and I think everyone kind of gravitates towards Ed.
Everyone recognizes the experience that he brings and has brought to the industry for so many years, 47 plus years in the natural gas industry. It's almost like that E.F. Hutton when Ed speaks. Everybody listens.
Ed has had some really big responsibilities working for two major enterprises in Tennessee, Nashville Gas, which became Piedmont Natural Gas, and Middle Tennessee Natural Gas. Obviously, if you work for those kinds of companies and you're in charge of the number of folks he's been in, you know what you're doing.
Ed has also been an active member and supporter of the Tennessee Gas Association and its various committees, as well as the Tennessee 811 Damage Prevention Board.
811, he does a lot of work in underground damage prevention. He's a very, very strong leader in that area. He always has been. He's always carried that torch and cared passionately about protecting our underground facilities, and anything he can do to do that for Middle Tennessee and for everyone in the industry and across the state.
He has been the best boss I've ever worked for. He has motivated me on the days that I didn't think that I was doing well. He is a great leader. He knows the industry.
When he first came to Middle Tennessee Natural Gas, one of the first things he asked to do was to be put on the safety committee. Now, up until then, we'd never had anyone at that level of the company be on the safety committee. And he actually asked for it. And that added a level to the safety program that wouldn't have happened otherwise. He's done a fantastic job of influencing the gas industry in a positive way.
Ed's personality is fun-loving on the surface, but below the surface he is dead serious, and he does get results.
He had a great ability to argue his point, but not make you mad.
He doesn't tell you what you want to hear, he tells you what you need to hear, which is extremely important in our industry.
One of my favorite sayings that he says is, "That's a great idea, but we're not doing it."
Ed's personality is as unique as they come. He knows how to be a businessman, but he knows how to be a friend, a confidant, a motivator, a leader. I have no doubt that if I need something or I'm in a bad situation, the first call I'd make is Ed Kelley, because he's not going to ask questions. He's going to show up and he's going to help you through that situation.
He always thinks before he talks. He always gives his point of view. Even though you may differ from that just a little bit, Ed is open and he is honest, and you don't have to worry whether he is trying to pull something over on you. He is trying to do the right thing in Ed Kelley's mind, and that always impressed me about Ed.
When we have our Tennessee Gas Association meetings, Ed is usually there, and I think he's there to bring knowledge, but he's also there to be a social butterfly, because that's what Ed is. And he is just very welcoming to everyone who comes in. If he sees a new person, he's right there welcoming them, encouraging them to get involved and stay involved in the association.
Oddly enough, the thing that always pops into my mind when someone mentions Ed's name is his smile. When he is having a great day, his smile lights up a room, and that sounds weird to say about someone of Ed's caliber, but he is personable.
He's always genuine when he asks you how you're doing and asking about your family. And he's always encouraging, no matter what the situation is, whether I'm having a bad day, whether it's professionally or something going on in my personal life, but he's always trying to lift you up.
I admire that he is very personable. He has always taken that extra time to make sure that his employees know that he cares, and he doesn't just ask you how your family's doing, but he also remembers what you told him the last time.
Ed's greatest trait is people. He understands people. I don't know how he gets inside of these folks, but he understands what their weaknesses are and what their strengths are, and he motivates those people. He brings the best out of people, and that's what drives him. He wants people to be at their best.
Ed is a family man, and the thing that I always loved about Ed is he would always not only talk about his kids, Todd and Jennifer, but then his wife, Pam, his grandkids, but then he'd ask you about your family as well, and he pretty much knew the names of your spouse, of your kids.
He is so proud of his family. He talks nonstop about, especially about his grandkids, and I know they think the world of him. I've known Pam for years as well, and what a super family.
I admire the type of grandparent that Ed Kelley is. I tell him that I strive to be an Ed Kelley grandparent one day. He loves his family so much.
Well, you definitely can't give Dad all the credit. He's got a great sporting cast, and my mother, she's always been there for him and always helped him be the man that he is today.
He loves his community. You know, he's been active in the Chamber of Commerce, Habitat for Humanity, United Way, and he is just a solid citizen, whether he is on a personal side of it or whether he's at work.
He had a streak of 10 years where he ran marathons every year for St. Jude's. There at the Music City Marathon.
And also, Ed, he enjoys his cars. He has an old Roadrunner car he's had, I think, since high school. He likes to tinker on it, and he enjoys the car shows. I know he does a lot of that with his vehicles. But I think when it talks about what we hear in the office is when he's outside of work, it's about the grandkids. He's at their sporting events. He's hanging out with them, and he's a devoted family man, and I highly respect him for that side.
If you've known my dad for very long, you know he's a storyteller. He sometimes tells the same story multiple times, and he always told me, never let the details get in the way of a good story.
No matter what we're talking about, our conversations always come back to family, and he gets a bigger smile. He's always got a smile on his face, but he gets a bigger smile when he starts talking about his family, and you can see that how devoted he is to Pam and the kids and the grandkids. It's fun to have those conversations with him.
Well, Ed and Pam always were great people to be with. Pam's outgoing and made people welcomed, and Ed looked for the ones that were sort of stray, that didn't have the friendships and were new to the organization, and Ed was the one that brought them in and told them this is a great organization.
Ed Kelley has been a strong leader for Middle Tennessee Natural Gas, for the Tennessee Gas Association, for 811, and really the whole industry. And I am very excited to see him receive this, the highest honor that TGA gives, the Silver Flame Award.
Oh, it's just the culmination of Tennessee Gas. To receive the award from your peers, he's gonna think of a dozen people who deserve it more, but in my opinion, not one of them deserve it any more than Ed.
He has modeled the way. He is a deserving recipient. He is a relentless promoter of natural gas and the industry. Everywhere he goes, I think this is well deserved.
And, you know, in his retirement, I think this is just a nice little cherry on top for him. I think it'll be unexpected for him, you know, but I know it'll mean a lot to him.
It's going to make him emotional. It'll be tough on him, but it's a great thing. And I can't think of a better way to end a career in the natural gas industry than to go out with a Silver Flame Award like Ed is doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 TGA Silver Flame Award is presented to the E.F. Hutton for the natural gas industry. When he talks, people listen. A friend, family man, and mentor to so many, Ed Kelley.